Welcome to the Imaginative Storm Writing Prompt of the Week. I'm James Nave.
I'm Allegra Houston.
And thank you ever so much for tuning in.
Every Saturday, we go live on Zoom and we work to a writing prompt with a group of people, whoever wants to join us. It's free. It's open to anyone who wants to come with a spirit of imagination, exploration, appreciation, and maybe that person is you. So please do join us live one Saturday. You'll find the Zoom link at imaginativestorm.com. It's at 10 a.m. Mountain Time, 9 a.m. Pacific, noon Eastern, 5 p.m. London time, and then you can kind of do the math from there if you're somewhere else.
And every Saturday morning when we do the Imaginative Storm Writing Prompt of the Week, we have maybe 20 people who gather with us. And then after every Saturday morning, we do this video like we're doing now for you. So you get a sense of what we did on the Saturday morning prompt, and now we're sharing it with you. So what we would like to do today is to share an image, the one that we shared on the Saturday morning call.
We usually work with either an image or an audio file, and this is a photograph that I took in Mallorca. We will put it up on the screen for 2 minutes and ask you to generate a list of words. Whatever words pop into your mind. They don't have to have anything to do with the image. They don't have to have anything to do with each other. Just make them a list. Whatever words pop into your mind, whatever train of thought your imagination chooses to go on, that's great. And here is the image.
So now you have a list of words that belongs to you, and we also have a community list we collected from our Saturday morning work today, and we would like to now share that list with you. So Allegra will now read it.
Tower Eye, Power Eye, Inquisition. Is that makeup? Who was the last king? Flat truth, long lies. Eye-shaped skylight, holy walkways, cloud gate, reaching for heaven, imagination without a storm, the big I am, Stewie Griffin's head, Marguerite's Morocco, cloud gazing, repetition in stillness, hooded lid, stone lashes, technology meets antiquity, vantage point, held captive, I see you seeing me, eye on the sky, sunlight, oculus, time and space, castles in the air, eye in the clouds. I see I. Mercy. Keystone arch. I am seeing you. Glimpse skyward. Colonnaded corridors. Savor. Flourish. Mindful. Glorious. Gaping peephole. So the nice thing about having a community list is that you get to borrow from other people's imagination and you don't just have to rely on your own. That was 2 words from everybody else's lists, along with a couple of extras.
And you probably quickly noticed we had words as well as phrases, and any one of those phrases or words would be perfect for a complete 10-minute writing prompt. Or you could put them together in whatever fashion you like to create whatever you want. For example, you could say, eyes see eyes in the clouds. Mercy, mercy, I am seeing you. Glimpse skyward. I held something captive. I'm no longer the sunlight. I'm just time and space.
And that was Nave just looking at the list of words that I just read to you and just jumping around in it and seeing what comes. And that's a really fun thing to do, as a sort of improv for yourself, not with a pen, just to speak it out loud. You kind of have to do it out loud. But you might want to try doing that at some point, either before or after you write for 10 minutes.
It's always good fun. It's a great warm-up, and it does serve to warm us up for the 10-minute writing.
So if you want to do that, you can just put us on pause and do that now. Otherwise, we will just carry on here. You can start us up again. So we will time you for 10 minutes as you write something, anything, whatever you want to write for these 10 minutes. I usually have no idea what I'm going to write. I just sort of let my eyes roam over the list of words and then they hook onto one. Like Nave said, any one word will probably take you off on a 10-minute journey, and you can do that if you want, or you can keep returning to the list of words and get some more inspiration. Or some people challenge themselves to see how many words, maybe all of them, they can squeeze into one 10-minute piece of writing. So we're not like the people who say, put your pen down and write as fast as you can and get out of your rational mind and all of that, because we think that's kind of a bit silly. If you want to write slowly, go ahead, write slowly.
Sometimes when I do this, I will just take it easy and watch the ink flow out of the pen with no hurry at all. So instead of trying to get a lot, I just try to plod along like the turtle, take my time, and what do we have here?
Nave has a really nice pen.
I have a nice pen.
Yes. I favor cheap pens and cheap notebooks, but Nave has a nice notebook and a nice pen.
I like this pen. So, and I watch the ink flow out of it. So you can do whatever it is you please. It's your style, it's your time, and it's your story.
So what we like to call this is a dance between the rational mind and the imaginative mind, with the imaginative mind leading the dance.
So there you go. Your dance begins now. If what you wrote pleased you, please post it on the Circle, the Imaginative Storm Circle community.
And that way we can read it.
How about that? Yes, we get to read it.
And you can invite your friends, family, writing circle, if you have one, to read it as well. And here's how you do that. So when you get to imaginativestorm.com, you'll see the Zoom link for the writing prompt of the week here, right up at the top. And if you scroll down, you'll see Join Us on Circle. Click that, and it will take you to the Circle. If it's your first visit, it will ask you to sign up. That's free. You can use your Google or Facebook ID or create a new ID, and then you will end up on a page that looks like this. Over here on the left, you'll see the prompt of the week. And when you get there, the most recent prompt will be up at the top. And you can see this growing archive of other writing prompts that you might want to investigate. Click on the prompt, and there you will see it, along with the image, if it was an image, and the community list of words, and what other people have written in response to that prompt. And Elaine did this lovely thing of posting it in writing and then also posting her video of herself reading it. So you might want to do that too. And then if we want to comment on what other people have written, we can just hit reply. But if you scroll down to the bottom of that prompt, you'll see a place where it says, what are your thoughts? And you can insert here what you wrote to the prompt. And then when we read it, we can hit reply and tell you what we loved about it. So there you go.
If you would like to know more about what we're up to, workshops, training, books, all of that stuff, you can find out all of that information at imaginativestorm.com. That's imaginativestorm.com.
We do a 10 session, well, we're actually 10 plus 1 farewell session, 11 session, Imaginative Storm writer training for a small group limited to 8 participants, in which we use this technique, but we explore much more deeply into writing what may become a full-length piece of work, whether it's poetry or memoir or fiction. And as we're recording this now, it's December 2021. Our next writer training, live on Zoom, facilitated by both of us, is going to start on March 14th, 2002. So if you are interested in that, please contact us through the website at imaginativestorm.com.
And it is limited to 8 people, and that's a hard 8. We do not go over, and the reason why, 8 people, that's the perfect amount for everybody to write, to read, to share. The module each week lasts 2.5 hours, or each time lasts 2.5 hours, and we meet 4 or 5 weeks. So it's condensed twice a week. And it's just amazing time together as we get to know each other through the writing, the shared information, the wisdom, the insight, the curiosity, the
discoveries,
the imaginative dance, the whole thing.
And before we close, I actually would like to make a point about the reading aloud. So on the Saturday morning writing prompt of the week on Zoom, which maybe you will join us for, everybody reads what they wrote in the 10 minutes aloud. We often have to split up into breakout rooms so that we stay within the hour of the allotted time. And if you don't want to read, that's fine. You just say, there was one person in my room today who didn't want to read, so that's fine. She says, I pass. We say fine and move on to the next person. But the value of reading aloud is really extraordinary, and you don't know it until you do it. It's I can explain it to you, and I will. And I will tell you that what happens is that you're so emotionally connected to something you just wrote in 10 minutes. There's no point in judging it. That's ridiculous. You only wrote it in 10 minutes. But you're really sort of enjoying sharing it with the other people on the call and enjoying hearing it in your own voice, making patterns on the air. And you find that there are things in it that you didn't know were in it. You're not always kind of completely aware of what you write or how it comes together until you hear it aloud. So even if you're watching this video alone and you've just written that 10-minute piece alone, I would like to suggest that you read it aloud to yourself, maybe even video yourself. And when we had, as we had this morning, 25 people reading their work aloud, It really is. It's like, as one person said, like getting the best literary magazine, but not even having to put any effort into opening it up and finding the time to read it. Just having this extraordinary wealth of imagination and life experience being shared with you.
Reading is important, writing is important, showing up is important, and we do all of those on in this community. So thank you for being part of the community. We do appreciate it, and we look forward to hearing from you by way of the circle or an email or a video or however you want to do it, or maybe even we'll see you on the Saturday morning writing prompt of the week time that we spend each week. So thanks ever so much.
Goodbye.